In this video, I'm going to share a brief account of the story behind my new digital realisation of Uspud, a Christian ballet composed in 1892 by Erik Satie with a libretto by J.P. Contamine de Latour. Uspud is no ordinary ballet. It was conceived as a mystical shadow play and scored not for orchestra but, surprisingly, for solo harmonium. This realisation involved detective work, musical insight, and a reconsideration of Satie's creative intentions. Let's dive into the world of Montmartre, mysticism, and musical minimalism. We begin in 1890s Montmartre, bohemian, artistic, and rebellious. At the heart of this world was the cabaret Le Chat Noir with its shadow theatre, a precursor to cinema and multimedia art. Satie was closely involved with this scene. Alongside Contamine de Latour, who was a poet, mystic and eccentric, he began to work on Uspud, a parodic yet deeply serious retelling of St. Anthony's Temptations. But Uspud was never staged. Instead, Satie played it on a harmonium at the nearby Auberge du Clou, Nail Inn, reading aloud the libretto in his dry, deadpan tone, while the audience struggled to tell whether it was a joke or something more profound. Two key assumptions underpinned my realisation. First, that the instrumental markings in the score, flûte, harpe, and quatuor, or quartet, refer not to real instruments, but to the names of stops on a French harmonium. And second, that Uspud was intended as a shadow play, with silhouetted puppets, backlit stages, and dramatic, often mystical, visual scenes. These ideas are supported by contemporary productions at Le Chat Noir, such as those shown in these images from Henri Riviere's production of The Temptation of St. Anthony, and the very structure of Uspud, which suits this medium perfectly. So what happens in Uspud? The title character is a Christian hermit who experiences 3 acts of temptation, vision, and transformation. He's beset by martyrs and demons, throws stones as a church, sees visions of angels, and is ultimately redeemed. The actions are symbolic, poetic, and ideally suited to silhouette theatre. Satie's music matches this, short motifs, slow pacing, and changes in timbre that mirror shifts in scene and psychology. Satie's score is economical, just a handful of motifs that are repeated and transformed. But when performed on harmonium, the logic of it comes to life. Take the plain song-like opening motif. It appears throughout, associated with Uspud's spirit. It changes stops, flutes, harps, quatuor, each time reflecting his inner state. Other motifs act like fanfare fragments or silent scenes, suggesting visual transitions in the shadow play. Double dash bar lines in the manuscript may indicate scene breaks where the screen goes blank. Uspud is deeply ironic. It satirises mystical ballet, mocks operatic grandeur, and even pokes fun at the avant-garde itself. But beneath the parody lies a serious artistic agenda. Satie was finding his voice. He used constraints like his use of lowercase or his invented alphabet for character names, which used only 13 letters of the alphabet, anticipating the later Oulipo movement. So this wasn't just mockery, it was invention. My digital realisation is not just a performance, it's a new way of seeing Uspud, as drama, as music, and as performance art. Working with slides and harmonium sounds revealed how carefully Satie aligned text and music. He wasn't just being eccentric, he was being precise. Uspud stands as a turning point in Satie's artistic development. It is mystical, mischievous, and methodical. You can watch the full realisation at the link shown and let your imagination shadow the shadows of Uspud. And if you want to read more about this, my full academic article about it has been published by the Journal of the Royal Musical Association, and I've put a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.